Welcome to Charlotte's Wandering Web with your adventurous guide to the good times, Charlotte Tweed. Each week, Charlotte takes you on the journey of a lifetime to a delightful Caribbean locale where the sun never sets on your good life at a great price. And now with her muy amigo, Carib Carter, here's your host, Charlotte Tweed. Hello, 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 and welcome to Charlotte's Wandering Web, where today Charlotte is going to tell us about Jocotepec, which Gary wrote for me and put up on the screen a while ago, and that's the only reason I could even come close to saying it. But she was there, and it was very nice, and that's one of the things she's going to tell us about in her wanderings over the past week in Mexico. Charlotte, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Carter. How are you?
I am well.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
And I've got my bright yellow shirt on to keep us both awake through this whole episode today.
Yes.
There we go.
I have a new shirt too. So
very good. So you had a big week. You not only went to Jocotepec, but you had a near-death experience. Yes. And you even at the end of the show today have another incredible rental for us. Let's start with, I can't stop saying it now that I finally figured it out. Some Spanish words are just fun to say. I remember I used to buy peanuts and the woman said they called them cacahuates or something. I just couldn't stop saying it. And yes. So Jocotepec, you were there. What was it like?
Jocotepec. We had a really good afternoon. It's a town on the other side of Lake Chapala. So it's the very west side. We hopped on the bus, which cost 24 peso for both of us one way, which works out to about 50 cents a person.
How much?
And 50 cents a person is what it worked out to.
Wow.
For one way. And it was a 45-minute drive.
Wow. That's great.
So it's very, very easy and very cheap to take local transportation. So we did that, took it to the end of Lake Chapala and explored Jocotepec for the day. And it's a town of about a municipality of 37,000 people. So it's a fair size. Yeah, it is a fair size. It was bigger than what I expected it to be. Yeah.
Very nice.
And really it had a feeling for us more like a small version of Guadalajara. Ajijic has the very old 16th century ancient buildings, which Jocotepec also has those. They have the old church, but the streets aren't the cobblestone streets like they are here. They're all paving stone. The sidewalks are much more walkable than Ajijic. They're normal sidewalks. Yeah, it was really nice. We had a wonderful lunch in a beautiful restaurant, and it was a really nice afternoon. There's shopping. There's the same thing you get in all the Mexico towns, the side taco stands, all the Mexican flair that you have, the squares, the families out, the children out, people driving around the streets in cars and ATVs and golf carts and motorcycles, whatever has wheels and moves.
So you felt and it had a friendly feel to it.
Oh yes. Yeah, we walked around the streets. We were there for, I'd say, probably about 4 hours. Walked around the streets by ourselves, and it was safe. It was good.
It's incredible. I had to go to Washington for a meeting about a new media network on Thursday or Wednesday, whatever, this past week. That was my wandering. And I got to tell you, I did not feel safe anywhere in that city. Nowhere. They had to close down the Starbucks in the nation's capital at Union Station, 6 blocks from the Capitol building, because it was unsafe to go into Union Station.
Wow.
So contrast that with your experience in Mexico.
Yeah. And we were at the bus station because we had to get our ticket, go back to the bus station and buy our tickets to go back. And we felt safe at the bus station. Felt safe on the bus. We even had a local gentleman got on the bus and, of course, played us a song. Asked for a couple pesos, but got on and played us a song and got off at the next stop.
But he was willing to play you a song for the pesos.
Oh yeah, yes, to do something, not just put his hand out. It was he played a song
Very, very
for a couple of
nice.
pesos, so that was nice. And the interesting thing, I've mentioned this about the buses before too. There are bus stops, but if you want to get off, you just stand up and stand at the door, and the bus driver will stop anywhere along the carretera and let you off.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. That is just so, it's friendly. It's friendly and it makes you feel good. And you know what? It honors you as a person
Hmm.
rather than everything here now is so impersonal.
Hmm.
It's just, I went into Lowe's the other day and I had worked there several years ago at the paint desk just because I had just finished 50 years in Washington. I wanted to work around real humans. So I worked at the paint desk in Lowe's for a couple months. And I went in, and one of the guys who was still there, like 3 years ago, said, "Hey, Carter, how you doing?" Started talking. You know what he said? He said, "You know what? You're lucky you're not here now,
Yeah.
because it's not friendly anymore." He
No.
said the customers aren't friendly. Nobody gets along with anybody. He said it's just. He said you're lucky you left when you did.
And it's
And
so
so the
different.
opposite of what you had.
It is. And when you go into shops or restaurants, you're always greeted. When you leave, they always say, if I get this right, hasta luego. And then they say another long sentence, and they're always very friendly. A lot of them don't speak English, but that doesn't matter. They're still very happy to see you and very friendly. Yeah.
But for all you know, that longer sentence might be next time you come back, spend more money.
It could be.
Montanero.
But everybody, I have to find out what it is because everybody says the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very
It's
nice.
kind of like
Well,
a thank
I'm
you very,
sure it's not
not a
that.
thank you, but come back again or see you next time.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that is what it is. Yeah. So
Just very, very nice.
it
Very, very
is.
nice.
It is.
And so this town is, it was 45 minutes from where you live now.
Hmm.
Nice bus ride, clean bus, wasn't a chicken
Yeah.
bus.
No, it wasn't a chicken bus, and it's at the end of the lake. So I think what they do, just kind of based on what we saw, they stop at the bus station, and I think they clean the bus before it goes back en route again. Because we saw someone go in with a mop and clean everything up, and then come out. So yes, it was clean. The bus was clean, comfortable seats. I actually kind of dozed off on the way back, fell asleep a little bit. So
Very nice.
yeah.
Very, very, very nice.
And the interesting thing too with the buses, I have a kind of a phobia about public transportation. Really, I don't like it because I hate public transportation in Canada. The C train is horrible. Where I came from in Calgary, it is not a pleasant experience. The buses are not a pleasant experience. So I have that in my mind that that's what they're like, but they
Right.
aren't. Well, they aren't like that here. So it's a little anxiety. Oh, what is this going to be like? But it's a great way to see the area because they take you down into towns. There's quite a few towns along Lake Chapala, and they go down into all the towns in case there's people that want the bus. So you do also get to see inside the other towns on streets that you normally wouldn't go down because they're just residential areas kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's amazing to me, and no matter what country I've gone to, and if you do get on a bus or do get on the transports, how those buses, they can turn on a dime. I don't know how they drive on those narrow streets with
Yeah.
one-way traffic, and they come within inches of the vehicles beside them. Like, because these are old streets, right? Ajijic a 16th century town, and those
Yeah.
buses, they cruise down those streets.
It is remarkable. And you mentioned them cleaning it. I think one of the things that when our viewers make their move to the good life at a great price in Central or South America or Mexico, they're going to be surprised, mostly because of the media's misrepresentation for years, at how clean the Latino
Yes.
people are. And
Yes.
all, my wife, who's Honduran, as you know, sweeps the sidewalk in front of
Yeah,
the house every evening. I mean,
they
that's just de rigueur.
They do. I've seen them out sweeping the cobblestone streets. They have these special long, they look like a broom that would be completely useless. It's like a broom a witch would ride. You see a witch cartoon, and they have the
Right?
straw, like big straw ends, but that's what they use to sweep in between the cobblestones. I have actually seen people sweeping the street, the
There
actual
you go.
street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very nice. Very nice experience.
Yeah. I always used to think that Mexico was dirty
Oh,
because I didn't spend time here, because that's what, like what you said, that's what's portrayed on TV. Yeah.
in the media. I mean,
In the
that's what
media.
they've done for years.
Hmm.
It's awful. So, what about this near-death experience you had, folks? We're not talking about a hold-up, please. Okay.
I was almost killed. Yes, it happened on Sunday morning. We were walking to church. And I've mentioned before, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before, on the Carretera, there's these big, beautiful oak trees that stretch over top. So that's nice and shady to walk. And we were walking on the shady side. And it was a beautiful day, beautiful morning, no wind. My husband and I heard this snap. And then I felt like someone hit me over the shoulders with a baseball bat.
Wow.
I was completely shocked. I had no idea what happened. My shirt got ripped. I had scrapes down my back. I turned around and looked, and there was a log about the size of a baseball bat behind me, which I thought that was what hit me, but it wasn't. My husband said it was way bigger. It was about 6 feet long and bigger around, and it hit my shoulders and bounced off into the street, and then a car hit it. So
Serves it right. It
it
serves it
serves it
right.
right, but I, if that would have hit me in the head, it would have killed me.
It's that big
It
and
was that
heavy.
big. And I have actually been hit in the back full force with a baseball bat once before by accident. And I
Oh,
know what it
good.
feels like. And that's exactly what it felt like. It was like someone came down full force with a baseball bat on my shoulders.
I got to ask parenthetically here because I know all our viewers are wondering how in the hell do you get hit in the back by accident with a baseball bat?
Oh, that's when I was a kid. I'd have been a teenager. And
Right?
my sister's, yeah, they were married at the time. So my sister's husband's sister came out to the farm to visit us. And I can't remember exactly how I got in the way of the baseball bat, but she threw up a ball and swung full force to hit the bat and hit me instead.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to say, I grew up, as you know, in inner city Baltimore. So I saw a lot of guys get hit with baseball bats, but never accidentally.
Hmm.
Never accidentally.
My mother was furious. She was not happy.
So did you get medical attention at that point?
No, I didn't, because surprisingly, like we came back. Obviously, we didn't go to church. We came back to the apartment, just kind of sat down and decompressed a bit, or the condo. And it's weird. Like, I wasn't in a lot of pain. It was more, I think I was more in shock, because it's what happened. I can see how falling coconuts kill people,
Yeah.
because it was instant. We heard that snap and I was hit. My husband was right beside me. He didn't get hit. But I'm feeling okay. Like, I'm a little sore, but nothing's broken. Everything's moving. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you look great. You don't look
Yeah,
like you're in any kind of agony. When
no.
was it? A couple days ago?
Sunday, so
Sunday. So
four
yeah,
days ago.
4 days
I thought,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Monday I'd be in agony, but I wasn't too bad. I'm a
Oh,
pretty tough
good.
cookie. I don't know
Oh,
if
good.
it's growing up on a farm, or my German genes, but I'm a pretty tough cookie.
Yeah, I would say you're a very tough cookie. I would say you're a very
High
tough
pain
cookie.
tolerance, yeah.
So, any other highlights and any other positive highlights
We
to
had
get?
a weird week, Carter. A
It was a
weird
weird week.
It was a weird week. The other thing we were going to do, to go and explore some towns, is we were looking at getting a car rental. It's very difficult to get a car rental here. So there's two places in Ajijic where you can go and rent a car for a day or a week or a month. And we went to one, and he spoke very good English. How can I help you? Do you have a car that we could rent for a day? Well, I do daily rentals, yes. I think it's $40 a day. That covers everything. But I have no cars to rent. Okay. So we took his card, we'll be in contact. Thank you. Went to the next one. They had no cars either. It's like, my brother is the one who manages the car rental. Here's his card. Give him a message. He has a schedule on when they'll be available. I've messaged him. I haven't heard back. So if you want to start a business, car rental might be a good idea to do
You
down
know,
here, because it is really tough to get a car rental.
it's very odd. Have you thought about buying a car? Are cars real expensive in Mexico?
We haven't looked into it. You have to have a special number to buy a car here, which we got when we did get our temporal. So you have to have a special number, and then now the government has come out with an RCF. There's a different tax number, and at this point, we don't want to buy a car.
Yeah.
It's an extra expense. We're fine walking everywhere. We'll just try and keep renting a car when we want to go a little bit further to go and get some more supplies type of thing. Because that's what I would like to do now that we're settled. Go and stock my pantry. Go buy a bag of flour, because I'm not going to buy a bag of flour
Yeah.
and all my other groceries and walk home. So I just like to get a few of those type of things. So when a car comes available, that's what we'll do.
Very nice. I think my wife and I are going to buy a car in Honduras because, we own a home down there on the beach, La Ceiba Beach Club. And you can get a car down there, pretty nice used car for 3,000 to 5,000. So that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So I think that's good. I think that's very, very good.
And I mean, there are a lot of cars here. There's new cars, there's old cars, there's expensive cars. So we'll just keep looking. But at this point, we don't want to buy a car.
Good. And you can walk pretty much everywhere. Where you are, you can walk for
We
pretty
can
much
walk.
everything you need. Let me
Yes.
ask you this. Is there any kind of, we're giving people a feel for what day-to-day life is in Mexico.
Mhm.
How about any kind of sporting events? Are you anywhere near I don't know,
Yes.
do they play? Well, I know they have baseball
Well,
in Mexico.
and football, which we call soccer, right?
Soccer. Yeah.
And actually, yesterday when we were in Jocotepec, there was a sign up for a soccer match against Chapala, and it might have been Joco. They call it Joco for short, which is a lot easier than Jocotepec.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you.
they have that here. They have sporting events. I haven't noticed any fields like any soccer fields or anything like that. So we maybe just haven't walked by them. But they do have soccer.
Well, I know they have baseball because when I was a kid, there was a great baseball pitcher named Warren Spahn who won 343 games. I mean, he was great. And he pitched till he was like 41 years old and threw a no-hitter when he was 40. But the way it is with great athletes in particular, when they go, it's gone, right? And
Mhm.
so Warren decided to go to Japan and play, and he could not make it in Japan, which is pretty competitive baseball.
Yeah.
So he ended up in the Mexican leagues.
Oh, okay.
So I know they have it there. Yeah. And he got cut there. So I think
Well,
then he figured must be over. So yeah.
you
Find
know,
out. Report to us if you don't mind, because I think they'd have it very active.
I would think
Professional.
they would, and I would say soccer is probably one of the most popular sports.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if my husband took a picture of that soccer match or not. I'll look into that for you. My husband loves sports, everything. So
Oh, good.
yeah,
Good.
so I'll get him
Yeah.
that can be a homework for him. Yeah.
Very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. So it still remains a very pleasant lifestyle and
Yes.
inexpensive.
Yes. Yes. And since we had an odd week, the other strange hurdle that we had while living in Mexico is a very cash society, especially in Ajijic. So you never know if a restaurant or a store will take your card. So it's always very important to carry cash on you. So I was down to my last 70 pesos, and I shouldn't have got down to that. We were going to go to Jocotepec on Tuesday, but we went to the bank machine and it was out of cash. We went to another bank machine. It was out of cash. We went to 4 bank machines that had no cash in them.
Right?
In total, we went to 8 bank machines. The other 4 had such exorbitant fees that there was no way I was withdrawing money. It's like, I'll wait and see if the bank machines get restocked tomorrow. So you really have to watch what they're going to charge you, because they'll charge you anywhere from 35 peso, which is, $1.25, $1.50, up
Right.
to 179 or 189 peso, which is about $9. I'm not
Wow.
I'm not paying $9 to withdraw cash.
Wow.
I'll wait.
Horrible.
It's ridiculous.
See if it's the same thing in Mexico it was in Honduras. Somebody the other day, an Offshore Club member actually called me about this and said he was heading to one of the countries down there. I can't remember which one it was, but he said, "Should I stock up on dollars?"
Mm.
And I said, "No." I said, "One of the great myths is that you go to like Honduras and everybody's saying, 'Could you pay me in dollars?'" No, they
They
don't
don't want them.
want dollars.
So I have $300 that's been burning a hole in my wallet since we left Texas in the fall. And it's like nobody wants them.
Nobody wants them.
No, nobody
Convert
wants
them. Folks, when you get down there, convert them.
Yeah. Come down and get pesos out here. Yes, we had some mishaps with the machines, but the good thing there's actually a Scotiabank here, and it's a Canadian bank, one of the main Canadian banks. So and we have an account there. So if I go to the Scotiabank and take out there's zero fees.
Oh,
Zero
wow.
fees, and always decline the conversion. Do not accept the conversion at the bank machine because they'll charge you about an extra $20 more. We've been watching.
Thank you.
And they'll say, okay, here's your conversion. It'll be X amount of dollars. Okay, let's just keep note of that. And we'll go back after we make the withdrawal, check our bank accounts, and it'll be about $20 less than what the bank machine would have charged us. So always, if they ask, always decline the conversion.
Excellent. Excellent. These are great insights. Mm-hmm. So I think you have another, what's that rent?
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to play.
Price?
What's that rent?
What's that rent, or guess the price? Okay,
what's that rent?
So I've had questions from people asking where to find rentals, that type of thing. And online, of course, you can find them. But once you get to where you're going to find different resources where you're not going to find them online. Right? So this is the local paper, and it's in English.
Wow, nice, huh? Lojo, El Ojo de Lago, the gold of the lake. The gold of the lake, right?
I don't know, but very good.
I think that's what that is.
And that's a picture of the lake there. That's Lake Chapala.
Wow, gorgeous.
Yeah. And it's free. The best publication money can't buy. It's a free publication. You can just get it at the local grocery store. And there's real estate in here. There's stories. There's events. There's all kinds of stuff. And the rental section, there's a few here, but I like this one, so I pulled this one out. It's in Upper Ajijic. So Upper Ajijic is on the north side of the Carretera. It's on the hillside, not lakeside.
All right.
Okay, so ground level bungalow, open plan, living room, dining room, kitchen, 1 bath, 1 bedroom, totally furnished, including linens and equipped kitchen, purified water, gated community, common area includes large pool and patio area, 24/7 security, rent includes maid service once a week, linen changes and gas. Tenant pays electricity and internet, within walking distance to Ajijic's main plaza and Malecon. Non-smokers.
Wow.
So what do you think that one is?
I'm saying that one is $650 a month.
Oh, you're close. 700
I am?
USD.
It's what?
700 USD.
$700 a month total.
Yeah.
And that includes the maid service and includes utilities, security, everything.
Yeah, the only thing it includes the gas and even linen changes. So they take your towels, they take your bedding every week. The only thing it says pays electricity and internet. So you have to cover your electricity and internet. But so I'm guessing because electricity is not included that it may be air conditioned because that can really make it fluctuate, right?
Excellent point.
Yeah.
$700 a month. Gorgeous location.
Yeah.
Gorgeous location.
Fully furnished, fully stocked kitchen. I love the maid service. I love it. I once you get used to having someone come in and clean your house, and you're helping the community because it's local people that do all this work, that do the gardening work. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
I haven't cleaned a house since we left Texas. When we were in Texas in the fall. I've had maid service in Belize, Nicaragua, and here. It's fabulous.
I wish I were there. I had to clean all my rugs just this past week.
Well,
horrible job.
I couldn't afford a housekeeper or to have my house cleaned or my garden tended back home. There's no way.
I think that home, the way you described it, you're talking at least 1,000 a month in the U.S. At least,
Oh,
But-
least.
at least maybe 1,200 plus having to pay utilities and everything else,
I
and
would think
no maid service.
Yeah.
Certainly no.
And like
If you
said,
want that, it'd be another 200. What?
it would be empty.
Yes, and it would be empty. That's precisely right. So there you go, folks. We're getting more and more people now, thanks to you, sending me notes and letters, as you know, asking about Mexico. Thanks to Charlotte's Wandering Web, you're enticing people down there. The Board of Tourism in Mexico should pay you a fee.
They should. They should. Yeah.
So this is just great. This is
Good.
just great. Once again, thank you for what you're doing is just sharing the real life experience with us, which is just great. It is just great, and it's a good experience. So thank you. It's
Thank
great
you
seeing you
for it.
again. I'm glad you are safe and sound. You look good. I don't see any
Alive.
swelling on the shoulder. Nothing. Thank God.
No,
So-
I'm good.
So we will see you again next week and find out where Charlotte has wandered once again. It's
All
great.
right.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Carl.
ma'am. That's wonderful. There you go, folks. It's just you're learning the real life down there, and you know what? It's a good life. It's a good life. Get in touch with Charlotte, ask her about it, and go on down, pay her a visit, and let her show you around. Find a nice place for you like that. There's where to write. Say, Charlotte, here's my question. All right. So once again, as I tell you every week, let's do this thing.